people who inspire me. Kyle Kinane, Stephen Wright, maybe Norm Macdonald. Those are probably the people who influence me the largest.
Bo Burnham, Flight of the Conchords, Ben Schwartz a lot. I love Ben Schwartz. Yeah, like Jim Gaffigan probably did have an effect on me. I probably do kind of like, I feel like he's kind of like...
You're goofy.
Like that. But I'm prettier than Jim Gaffigan.
You are prettier
right?
than Jim Gaffigan.
Thank you.
Like from everyday life, I just walk around with a little notebook in my pocket, and whenever you write something down, whenever you see something, you write it down. Is this a funny idea? You try it out with some friends maybe, or for me, I generally go to comedians more that I know, and like the cliche answer is just like everyday life. But I mean, where else can you take it from to a certain degree?
Yeah, for me it's kind of like, a lot of times it's like bad things that have happened to me, or just kind of like weird things that happen because of my personality, or like mistakes I make and stuff, just kind of embarrassing stuff. It helps too to write about it. Like, this isn't really for Pitt Tonight, it's more for like other comedy writing, like stand-up or stuff like that, but that's usually where I draw like comedic influence from. Is,
I mean, for stand-up, that's where, I think I would argue that's where I draw from, but it's two different things, because there's writing for yourself and there's writing for...
Yeah, you're right, I answered the question wrong. Sorry, you
didn't
caught me.
Answer it wrong, Claire.
But yeah, for Pitt Tonight, it's mostly like we bounce off each other. Like there's a lot of good energy in the room and everything. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's awesome because like, especially with like the new blood we get in there like every year, we always find people that like are really talented, and like they'll throw out like ideas that are different mindsets than like me and Lorenzo have, and they're just kind of like fun to bounce off of and like see different perspectives on different jokes, and everyone takes a joke a different way. Like when we do monologue jokes, you get like a headline and then they try to make a joke off of that, and it's crazy like how people interpret it differently and stuff.
To a certain degree, because a lot of these people are very inexperienced with comedy, new things get created. Once you have your sort of style, your ideologies for writing jokes, it's very easy to stay within those ideologies. Whenever someone is discovering those for the first time, it's an interesting process to see, because you can see people like at the beginning, they'll have no idea how to even set up punchline. It doesn't exist for them, but by the end of the year, they're like, okay, this is how a joke is supposed to work. Like, you can't teach someone to be funny, but you can teach someone to have the forms, or at least that's one school of thought. Nerve-wracking for me.
Yeah, it never turns out like, and this isn't a bad thing, but it never turns out like exactly how like I expect it to. But I always end up like liking it. It's just like, it's definitely like, cause like also like, like Andrew translates it into like his own energy too, and so he puts his own like spin on it, and that's always interesting.
Inside your head, it's always a little bit higher budget. It's more fun. There's big lights and effects and things, but you have to transition that into the world of the living, I guess, and it just doesn't. It doesn't always. It's fun. I mean, like obstacles creates better art, or some people say, but it's just. I find it nerve-wracking, but at the end of the day, like after it's done, I'm just like, okay, it's good, it worked, it got laughs, happy that it worked, and that's what we were going for.